card by mail from Cooper Tire. Visit CooperTire.com for reward forms, terms, or conditions, or visit a participating Cooper Tires dealer to get your new tires today. Get up to $70 back on Cooper Tires at Raymond's Tire, 147 East College Avenue in Pleasant Gap. Call 814-359-4290. Be sure to follow them on Facebook.
Hey, Nick Cannon here. America. But unfortunately, there's something else we got way too much of. Childhood hunger. 17 million kids struggle with it in this country. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gather surplus food to give hope to hungry kids and their families. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
But overall, I think they did all right. I mean, when you start looking at the other great games that was being played and start comparing, our guys to Texas and Michigan and those guys, then it's like, hold up, we still got we still have work to do. But I think it was a great start for our guys. Of course, I would like to see the lead, change. I mean, I would like to see a larger lead in the first half, but I think because it was tight going to halftime and stuff like that, I think it created adversity for our guys, and I think our guys did a great job of sticking together and learning from them, hopefully learning from mistakes that they made.
Well said, Jimmy. Is the big dude with us?
I wanted to jump in.
Yeah, Yaacov, you go ahead.
I want to say, I don't want to get too far ahead, but just because last time Penn State played Pitt,
oh boy,
Jimmy Kennedy was on the team. So I want to hear about that last time Penn State played Pitt. What was it like? What, just kind of, because, everybody's talking about, well, these players right now, the last time Penn State played Pitt, they were like in elementary school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't even understand the rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't never remember growing up watching Penn State play Pitt. So, we were on the last team, you know what I mean? So it's just a lot of talk about it. I just wanted to hear his thoughts. What was it like? What did you remember from that game?
I went out there as a young pup, a little nervous and stuff, but ready to go. I didn't know the rivalry was as big as it was until I was on the bus. They had shirts, Penn State. It was the most aggression that I've seen from Penn State. Everything is Happy Valley. We have a lot of sportsmanship and so on. When we play these games, our fans are great and stuff like that. But when I tell you that it's a word that rhymes with Pitt, they was chanting that. It starts with an S, and they was chanting on Pitt, on Pitt, on Pitt. And I was like, oh my God. And it had shirts that said it. They had, they was egging the bus, and it was like, we went out there to the old pit stadium that they had.
Yeah,
and,
the one.
They was
the old pit stadium.
The old pit stadium where they had the steep hill. Man, you didn't want to get close to the windows and stuff like that because the Pittsburgh fans were throwing rocks and eggs and doing all types of stuff and so on. But at going into the stadium, you got so hyped, you got so fired up, and it was a tough fought game. I remember they had a quarterback, Rod Rutherford, who scored on the last play and stuff like that to win the game and so on. But other than that, and he was a backup. He came in and we didn't have anything for him. He came in and they won the game. But the respect that I had for them after that, and to know that hard fought battle, I just knew that the rivalry. I think Pittsburgh got me ready for like Ohio State and Michigan and so on because I was like, man, this is how rivalries go. This is the battles and everything else. So it was like, hey, let's go. It was like, let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, I was on the '86 team, and I remember, there were scraps during the game. Guys getting in there and kind of, was taking some swings and carrying on during the game, a lot of shoving and pileups, where guys were, scrapping back and forth on us. It's been a great in-state rivalry, and it was like growing up. See, I'm 30 years out, guys, so I remember the rivalries quite well. In fact, there used to be banks around here that would give those buttons out, and you're right, it said all those nasty words right on the buttons, and people wear that around crowd. I was like, whoa, yeah, that was 30 years ago, guys. They were doing that stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it comes back this year. The coaches have taken a different approach to this, but before we get down that road to Pitt, though, I still want to touch a little bit more on our last week's game. And the time of possession is something that I picked up on and I noticed, where Penn State only had the ball 27 minutes and 4 seconds, and Kent State actually held the ball longer with 32 minutes and 56 seconds. And hold that thought, folks, because I just wanted to give everybody an update here, because with technical things going on for the folks on the radio and online, you're listening to Lions Live, the only network built by the players for the fans. LionsLive.com, Facebook us through our website. We're streaming there, and we're broadcasting live here on local radio. You have Big Dude Stephen Davis, Yaacov Yisrael, Jimmy Kitty, and my name's Skip Dreibelbis, and we're talking Penn State football here, giving a recap of last week's game and talking ahead here in the fastest hour of college football on lionslive.com. We're not a podcast, and this show is not pre-recorded, so we bring it to you right live as it happens, folks, built by the players for the fans. So get back here to Penn State. Again, time of possession. Penn State just didn't seem to want to hold that ball, and that's a concern, I think, and something that we need to be concerned about, especially in the games going forward, because time holding that ball, keeping the offense on the field longer periods of time, giving your defense a chance to be charged up, ready to go, and keeping them off the field, I think is one of the keys to success in football. So it raises a concern. I think we got off to a real slow start, and we kind of built momentum as time went on, wearing a team down like that. But I was hoping that we would have just put it right to them from the start to the end and had a big blowout, but that didn't seem to happen. So that raises for concerns here this week and in the weeks ahead. So that's my little 2 cents worth of comments on that. And Big Dude just got on here. Stephen, what do you have some thoughts about last week's game?
Yes, I was everybody. Have a very good night.
Great to hear.
Good. Well, Skip, I think Jimmy talked about what last week and the week before. One thing we do have to realize is, first games are for a reason. I think that's why we saw college football turn out the way that it did. And I think that if we look at statistics and what people were supposed to do, Ray Ison used to say, when people ask you, are you going to win this week? Are you going to beat West Virginia? Are you going to beat Pitt? Or some of these other teams? And Ray would say, hey, if we knew that, we didn't have to play the game. And that's why they play the game, number one. We needed to get everything straight, new offense, new coordinator, things that aren't too untypical when you have a new coordinator and you have a new signal call. So, yes, there are some things that I was concerned about. Everybody had their own idea about what this new offense was going to be about, and I think folks had to be on the same page and get some things done. We did get off to a slow start. And I think, again, to give Kent State some credit in the MAC conference, when they play, they don't come to lose. So I would say, again, as I said in the last show, I think they were like 27th in total defense or something like that last year. They were 3-9, but their defense and the people they had really people who were all MAC players and some people who could probably go to the league. They don't have as many people to choose from. But then, going into the game, we did, I think, what we could. We probably could have ran the ball a few more times. I actually thought that Mark Allen might get the ball a little bit. So, Saquon Barkley ran for 100 yards, and I think in the end, we were able to pull together in the line. Although I will say, we still need to work at left tackle. I mean, Paris Palmer, we took him out. He's on a depth chart. We do need to support. Maynard actually had a decent game, but the big strip fumble that we had really came to the left tackle. Not just missing an assignment, he just got beat. He whiffed on it, and which is going to happen. It's the first time we started left tackle. So, like Jimmy said, we got work to do. Things are uncommon of a first game, and I think we're going to be in much better shape next week now that we get the timing down and people on defense, especially defensive line, looks superior. I will say that absolutely. 7 sacks, and also I definitely like the aggressiveness that we had, on defense and the blitzing. So there's a lot of things that are different, and a lot of things I think to look forward to. Although, hey, we're not going to light up the stat sheet. That's not how Trace McGrady is going to be. He's not going to go over 5 and 600 yards. He's going to, run, control the game, and make the things that he needs to make. And I think Trace McGrady took good care of the football. So I would say yes, there's some concern, but I was looking forward to the way we took care of the football, which I thought we did well.
Well said, Stephen. Well said.
Yeah, I would like to comment on Kent State, too, before we move on. 2 things I wanted to mention. Last year we lost 3 defensive linemen to the NFL. So, people said, well, maybe our defensive line, is going to be a weak part of our defense because they just all left. But there's a stat from Penn State that it was 7 different Nittany Lions had sacks. And
wow.
They said that was the most by Penn State in a single game since 2011.
Great point. Great point.
That's impressive. That's impressive for their first, their first start. Like that's a high expectation that they just set.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that is. I'm excited about that, and then I'm also excited about the offense. Tracy McSorley, first career start had 209 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. So and he ran for 47 yards. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's as his first start. So it's like he's setting the bar high too. So I'm excited about that. I think the quarterback was something we were all concerned about. Who's going to be and can he handle it? And I mean, for a first start, I thought he did a really nice job. And I also say to our defensive line, I thought they did a really nice job as well. So those are my main 2 things I wanted to point out.
From my position, I love watching my boys go out there and play. I mean, Penn State, from my position, I'm glad they got the win. I guess I'm a realist when it comes to certain things. I didn't earn the name Grizzly Bear because I wanted to run out there and just get sacks. So when I see 7 sacks and stuff, it impresses me. But I look at the bigger picture. I saw a lot of missed assignments as defensive lines. I saw a lot of different stuff as far as, now I understand the guys is young. I understand it's the first game, maybe first game jitters and stuff like that. But I saw a lot of just a guard pull and they get down block and they fight in the wrong direction. Just little stuff, locking out. I'm like, lock them out, play over the top, squeeze that, close those holes and stuff like that. And that's obviously Kent State didn't take advantage of it, but the game was close for things like that. Like I was standing in front of the television screaming, come on, what are y'all doing? You understand? But it's great to look back and say, oh, hey, we played a great game in terms of, the sacks and stuff like that. We had 7 sacks. But what we do versus the run, because what we have to figure out, what I love when I was there, and obviously when I'm not focusing on the pass, the sacks will come when you stop the run. When you make it to where they can't run the ball, then guess what we'll be able to do? We will be able to pin our ears back and go get it. You understand? And I didn't see those guys go out there and play with enough, what's the word I'm looking for? Tenacity, tenaciousness. I mean, enough attitude on an offensive line, on a defensive line, because you can make a mistake, but if you make that at 100%, 100 miles per hour, hit someone in their mouth and setting the tone, think about it. When it's all said and done, we're still talking about Kent State. Hats off to those guys. They played tough and everything else. And so I honestly believe that those boys got tired. Kent State, if they was better conditioned and so on, as defensive line and stuff like that, they would have probably won. Penn State probably would have won by a field goal or maybe 6 points. And understand this. Understand what my position is. My position is this: when we face the Michigans, when we face the Ohio States, when we face the Pitts and the Temple and stuff like that, we need to be able to stop the run. When we stop the run, guess what? If we would have been able to stop the run and shut things down a little bit more, we would have had 11, 12 sacks. You understand?
Yeah. Well said.
But
good point.
I like that. Very good point. That's very well said, Jim.
So, and that's what my thing is, and I understand. I'm not trying to be the guy to shoot Coach Franklin a text and stuff every time I see something wrong or something like that. Yeah. But no, seriously, but I literally, those are the things that was bothering me. It's like, oh my God, the talent, the potential is there. Like I watched the Texas game and I watched the Notre Dame game and stuff like that. I'm watching the Florida State game and stuff like that. And I'm saying, oh my God, Penn State has the talent to be there next year, the year after. So I love the direction that Coach Franklin is going. I just think we need to have maybe an older guy go through there, or maybe something that just needs to be, because it's not just about making it to the NFL. It's about winning these games and having fun while you're out there. I want to see those guys have fun and do the right assignments and win and have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you know what, though? You know what? I think, and I don't mean to jump in here, but just kind of jumping on what you're saying, like, it would be nice if we had, like, Penn State lettermen as coaches.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that, because what you're saying is exactly what we're saying, but, it's a different mentality. It's a little different mentality now.
See, what I love about Coach Franklin is he allows us to open the door. Obviously I'm out here in Arizona. I'll be out there a couple of times this season and stuff like that. So I look forward to it. Hopefully I'll try to get there before it's too late and so on, because the guys just need, you gotta understand this. We can't sit over there and harp about, things not being done the Penn State way if former players, former alumni and so on know the Penn State way, and we don't go out there and pass the tradition on. You understand? Even the three defensive linemen and stuff who was drafted last year, they really don't know the Penn State way. They don't know the Coach Paterno way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the guys. The guys are great guys. They all solid players and stuff like that. But we've been through so much adversity over the last few years that, hell, I didn't know the Penn State way for a little bit. I was embarrassed to say I went to Penn State because of the sanctions and the different stuff that was coming up. So when I look at the guys and I know the adversity that we went through, the sanctions and different stuff, I saw a talented bunch out there, and I saw a bunch that maybe those sanctions and different stuff that we had in the past that hurt us. I heard about the 300-pound linemen and stuff like that. We ain't have no 300-pound linemen. What's going on? Like, I'm listening to TV commentators and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh man, the potential that we have out there for the upside for this program with Coach Franklin is just outrageous. Now, I know it's going to be tough because we had more blemishes, more sanctions, more different stuff than any other school. We're facing a Ohio State or Pittsburgh or a Michigan and so on who have, like they have, like think about it. Oh my God, Harbaugh's there. Oh my God, I'm going there. NFL coach. Oh, Lovie Smith in Illinois. Oh my God, I want to go there. They're going to get talent, whereas we could have got those talents, but we didn't have the scholarships and the different things that we needed in order to get those talents. So we lost a lot of Pennsylvania players that's good. So I love the direction that we're going in, but I just think that we need to go, us older players, us guys who love the game and so on, us guys who want to see Penn State get back to their glory days. We need to start, going out there and having, a LeVar Arrington going out there and explaining why he jumped over the line. having a Courtney Brown show up, and having a Gus Felder come out there because we have a left tackle struggling and so on. Having a Kareem McKenzie come out there, a Floyd Wedderburn, and so on. And
you know what? You know what? Truthfully, we should have an event where they get all the guys together, they get the whole team together, and we put the film on from whatever years, and the guys just talk about what it was, for what it meant to be, a Penn State football player.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But there's a probably balance to this because and I know where you're coming from, Jimmy. And I speak as somebody who went to a bunch of practices last year, and and I can only speak for the kicking game. But I was out there watching the guys, and I'm watching out last year, and I see Tyler Davis, and from the very start, I saw him last year. He's getting better height in the ball, better rotations on the ball. But he wasn't starting. They went with big toe, and these coaches and I didn't want to say anything. I mean, I mentioned a couple of things. These guys are kicking a lot of balls at practice. We did things different. And I think there's some things to be learned from the guys from before to what they're doing now. Just right down to the practice techniques and methods. And sure enough, as last year went on, all of a sudden, he started getting his kicks blocked, and then all of a sudden Tyler Davis takes over the job. And now he has it again this year. And I saw that happen, and we had discussions about it a couple of times, and off the air, and that's what ended up evolving and happening. But there's that sensitivity to a coach, every special teams, running backs, line, defensive coordinators. But nobody, they're sensitive people, and we don't want to rush right in there and say, hey, this, and this, because they're working their game, they're working their thing, they have a relationship with the head coach. And there's great things that people bring to the table. I remember talking to Dan Morgan, and a big shout out to him out there. He talked about wanting to come back here and talk about techniques he learned from the offensive line by blindfolding guys at practice, teaching how to feel the block because of the pass rush and everything being so fast that they practice in the NFL blindfolded. Techniques and things like this that most people don't even think of or hear of. It'd be great, like you say, to have guys who've been there, done it, come back and pass this stuff on, especially like yourself, Jimmy, and Yaacov. Big dude, coaching all this time. It'd be great to have a collaborative effort, but again, it comes down to so many hours in a day, and who do the coaches really want to listen to?
Yeah,
that's very good.
What? From my position, there's a couple of things. I think the Penn State way is we are all open to being coachable. I remember the last few shows. Skip has been referred to me as a great one, and I'm like, oh man, for me, I love the fact that I earned my name at Penn State as the Grizz. From my position, I had to pass that story on because when I was in, here's how the name started. I go back when I was younger. My grandmother used to call me Pooh Bear. Then my grandmother, she told me she literally, I started playing high school ball, and I had the chance to pick between the numbers that I want. So, I was going through, my grandma was saying, won't you be number 10? Won't you be 55? And so on. So then I was telling her, hey, grandma, I'm an offensive tackle. Here's the numbers I have to pick from. So my grandmother said, pick 73 because it's the perfect 10. 7 plus 3 is the perfect 10. So I picked 73. So then now what happened was my grandmother used to call me Pooh Bear. I'm not having none of my football players call me Pooh Bear while I'm out there running around, soft teddy bear. I'm trying to have an attitude. So I dropped the Pooh Bear. When I was out there, everyone called me Bear. And then when I went out there and Jason Wallace got hurt, I got called out there, and I had a great game. The first Penn State article it said, from a cub to a bear. That was the first article that I had as a Penn Stater. And LeVar Aronson said, the guy is like a grizzly bear out there. He's so big, he's fast, he has attitude, and so on. And from there on, I've been the grizzly bear. On the back of my college football cards, it says the grizzly bear and everything else and so on. So my point from that is, I say this because I didn't like being called a great one because I've learned so much with this game that when I watch college football from when I play, I'm like, oh my God, look, what was I doing there? Oh my God, we all had that position. We all said if I've known what I know now, then I would have been the first overall pick. I would have did this. I would have did that. So when I watch the game now, I see a lot of the mistakes because I saw the mistakes in my game now. I understand the mistakes that I had in my game now. I was great when I was in Penn State, not just because of Coach Johnson and Coach Sarah and those guys who, the great coaches around. I was great listen, I was great because of a guy named Bobby White who was always at practice and saying, hey,
he went against Bobby White every day. I can tell you about Bobby White.
Yeah. But Bob was one of those guys that when I was out there, he said, hey, you worked hard today. Did you work hard enough? And I was like, man, I know I took 4 or 5 plays off. You know what I'm saying? And then, I justified certain things. Coach Paterno, I remember getting tired because Coach White was telling me, Bobby White was telling me, hey, listen, you got to go a little bit harder. You got to go a little bit harder. And then I was like, man, I need to come out this play in practice. I need to come out, a play or two in practice. And Coach Paterno will come to me and say, listen, James, you're not allowed to get tired. A tired Jimmy Carey, a tired Jimmy Carey changes the blocking scheme still. And I was like, what? You telling me, Coach? You telling me that if I'm tired, I'm still gonna get double teamed? And he's like, you gotta make the sacrifice. You can't get tired because when I'm out there, whether I'm tired or not, they're gonna double team me. And because they're double teaming me, that's gonna open up Michael Haynes. But guess what? At the time, I was being a team guy. I wasn't looking at, NFL and stuff like that. So when NFL scouts came to me and said, hey, why'd you take this play off? Why'd you take that play off? They wasn't trying to hear that Coach Paterno said, hey, Coach Paterno said, hey, play when you're tired. But then I also remember Coach White being there saying, listen, practice when you're tired, picking it up when you're tired, making more plays when you're tired. That was coming from Bobby White, setting the tone. Setting the tone on how it's supposed to be done. He did it out there. You've been big dude. You played against the guy. You know how hard he went in practice.
Yeah, I have never played against anybody, but I played against a number of people that had a gear go up doing every practice, doing every drill, doing every pass rush. And the only way I had any chance of getting better, we had a lot of good D linemen out there. Like I said, Pete Kirkendall was out there, Russo. When you see all these other dudes, Bobby White, people don't understand. He was undersized, and he had to get up to 250 pounds.
That's right.
And this is a guy, when he ran, and then we ran 800s. We ran our 800s for our conditioning test. 800s. But Bobby White ran his 800s with the linebackers, and sometimes with the running backs. The guy was in tremendous shape and took pride in his body. He didn't drink. He didn't do any of these other things. And guess what? There wasn't anything that was ever good enough for him. So what I'm saying is, I think I hear a lot of what we're saying. The thing we have to remember is, none of us at all have ever had to go through the transition that these young men have gone through. So I think, Jimmy, that the interesting part's going to be when we say the Penn State way. What does that really mean? And these people that are the coaches and these people that they pick, I think the tone of the Penn State way, and these kids are different and the circumstances are different. I was watching something last night and I saw when Houston beat Oklahoma. And there are 2 guys who didn't want to go home. So you know what they did? They laid on a big couch in the locker room and played men on the big screen. I said, God, that's a double. I can't think of that. How they have to watch the soap operas on a 19-inch TV in the house? So when we start talking about the Penn State way, I think as relevant, and I think what we're talking about, and again, I hear what you're saying too, Jimmy, because I love coaching. I love coaching just as a whole thing of getting somebody better and getting things done. That's what was great about Bobby White. But our thing is trying to work and establish ourselves as to what the Penn State way is, because there's so much that y'all are talking about that I share with y'all. See, we share the same thing. These guys do this transition, and now we say 2 coaches ago, they wouldn't even know what the Penn State way is. Right. So what do we do? What do we do? How do we do it? And by the same token, and kind of as you're saying too, Jimmy, we don't want to take away any confidence. If they put us in a situation like you're saying, Yaacov, and we get to see the players and we get to find other things, there's more and more that we can share with them because they don't even know who it is. And people, like Yaacov was telling me, he shot me that hey, everybody knows who Big Dude is. And most of the people who know me, it's not really about football. It's about where else I'm supposed to be. I think I became that player that was that guy in the community. You know what you're supposed to do, getting done, still partying, doing all these other things I shouldn't have been doing, but just starting to stay focused on, you know, stuff whether we like it or not. And I don't think anybody else or any future generation is going to get what we got from Joe Paterno. That's the thing. We don't have it. And Buddy said, man, he got on my nerves. He wanted me to stay at the practice and show me power. Hey, buddy. Come here, buddy. Let me show you power. And I didn't think he knew what he was talking about. But this guy would just, you know, we don't have those nuggets. And again, the question is, what do we do to lay these nuggets? And again, Jimmy, I see just what you're saying because I saw the same things on the O-line. You know, like I was saying, when we saw that strip fumble should never happen because the guy opened his gate and you know, opened his hips and gave up his inside testicle, as we used to say. You know, I'm putting it up with the air. But, you know, that's what you do. You got to stay square. And he's not doing good. You know, we're going to have to give him some help. So the question is going to be, how did he win that position? How did he keep it? Well, and when Yaacov gave me the information about Pass Palmer, I was very upset because I felt like Pass Palmer lost the battle. And that's not a guy, 6'8", 308 pounds. We can't have him losing a battle.
See, but you got to understand this, though. See, here's what I like about the situation. I love the fact that Coach Franklin is there, and I believe he's there to stay. And I like the coaching staff that he – I like the coaching staff that he has in place because – just like what you said, that shouldn't have happened, you know, for the left tackle to get beat like that for a sack, strip, fumble, and everything else so on. But guess what? It happened, and now we have good coaches in place to where it doesn't happen again. Now, the problem is in game 2, game 3, game 4, and so on, if it continues to happen. You understand? So I think we can't obviously go out. We strive to go out there and play the perfect game, but we didn't play the perfect game. We got to correct something. It's the first game. He got to know to step the proper way and so on. And now we have something to fix. I guarantee you that player on national television with his family, his friends and stuff watching too, he's now looking at, oh, my God. When he watched the film, he's saying, oh, man, I took the wrong step. He's not trying to be a highlight each week. You understand?
No. I know relatively well. He said actually relatively well. Well, what I'm saying is, I'm just talking about back to what you all are saying about the competition. Yeah. No, I'm not saying anything bad about him. You know, he needs to figure out, and I'm sorry, the dude, somehow he's got a battle. I'm wondering if he battled for it, you know. And then we battle for stuff, Jimmy. They can't do it anymore. You can't really hit so many times. They skip the head. The rules keep changing. We can't do all this other stuff. So how do you get that mentality back? That's a big challenge.
Now, I want to jump in on that because I agree. The Penn State way. Now, Penn State way was we would beat Ohio State. You know, we did, you know, have little stretches where we were in slumps against Michigan, but we still beat them. We beat Iowa. You know what I mean? We beat Wisconsin. We beat Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like the lettermen have to get involved in that. You know what I mean? Like, to get us over the hump to a point where we can beat Iowa and we can beat Ohio State and we can beat all those teams. And it's not, you know, necessarily the talent, because I feel like we're getting closer talent-wise, but we just got to get that mentality back that we had when we were beating those teams. And I feel like the lettermen can really help out with that, and they can interject some of that into the kids.
Well, that's true. We can. And let me add one real quick comment about Bobby. I saw him this weekend at Tunnel. You know, it's great. He's still part of the Penn State football program, and you know, and that comment about he worked hard. He worked really hard. This man, he would sit down at dinner, and I remember he'd be sitting there. He'd have like 2-3 big trays of food, and he'd force himself to eat to get that bulk and weight he needed. And, you know, then I saw him after the NFL. I said, Bobby, I hardly recognize you. What happened? He goes, Skip, man, I really had to work to put that weight on. And I was like, wow. I mean, he was determined. He still has a great workout. I mean, he was that tight. He was so committed to
he's
doing the right thing.
He's rock solid. Still.
Oh yeah, to this
Oh
day.
my God,
This day.
Bobby White is one of the reasons why I hated. Hey, Bobby's one of the reasons why I hated the Mercer Climber.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead and try to block Bobby White, okay? This guy was fast off the ball, strong, and he made very few or no mistakes. I mean, if somebody beat him, they had to be an exceptional offensive tackle to come close to it. That year we won the championship, people just didn't realize it. He didn't make too many long hits. There's no way in the world. I have no idea how the 49ers cut him when they cut him because they switched him to the inside linebacker.
Well, let me make a comment. Let me make a comment there, Stefan. I asked him about that, and I said, "Well, because here's a great athlete." And I said, "Bobby, what happened?" He goes, "Skip, I got out there, and they wanted me to become somebody that I wasn't." And I was like,
right.
"Wow, that again, everything. I mean, it's such a wow. Here's this guy, true to himself, and I just, what can you say? I mean, he saw it, he knew it, and." You're right. I couldn't understand why they wouldn't want to keep. But again, he picks
out Rusty Hilger on the second play of the game and for pick six. Now, he has never played middle linebacker ever in college. People just don't realize, like you said, what a great athlete he was. And I guess, Jimmy, this is the league is about the numbers. You all know about it. But when we start talking about, like you said, with Bobby, he was never talking about playing professional football. I'm sure he was in his mind, and people didn't realize he got up there early. Joe said some good things about him. Like, if there's a person I was ever jealous of at all, Joe said, he's a tremendous player, Joe said, and as a person, we've had none better. Oh! I was like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
And I'll never forget that. And because I admire him and admire him today. Now, we're not, as close as we could be because he takes people in as they come and he puts everything into it. Now, of course, in all fairness, Jimmy, the players that you keep mentioning, we simply don't have. That's the other thing that I think we need to understand. Like you said, he's got a couple of years left. We got to give Coach Franklin a chance to build that class. When you start mentioning all y'all, plus LeVar, plus Courtney Brown, I mean, we got plus what was 43's name, plus that linebacker, what's his name? Landon, short. And all those other guys flip. So we all have those dudes. Oh, yeah, how about Matt? Yeah, right, from Washington, right? You guys have people all over. Now, guess what? I still think our linebacker crew is one of the better ones. And I think the linebackers play a good game. I think the linebackers would be better if the D-line was better. And we all know what the connection is. And they will be. My thing is, I think we're getting there. I think we got a shot at not only beating Pitt. I think, like you said, it's got to go both ways. We got to shut down the run, and we're going to have to be more consistent with the run on offense. Now, question is, can we do it with that speed up offense? I'm not a big fan of that. I never did like it. I like it as a package. I don't like it as a full offense. But maybe I'm old school. But we have to also realize how much the game has changed. Things are different. When I played, it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We didn't have 4 and 5 wide. You might have 3 wide.
See, but I like the fact that they see, because it was a game versus Kent State and so on. I like the fact that they let our young quarterback get his swagger. I like the fact that they spread this thing out. We already know what our running back can do. We already know what Barkley can do. So he still got his 100 yards and so on. But our young QB gained confidence.
Good point, Jimmy.
Good.
Hey, you know what, guys? We're in the fastest hour of football. Yeah, he did. You're right. And I want to get through a lot of stuff, guys. Our time's winding down here. It's the fastest hour of college football here. We're down our last 15 minutes, and we didn't even touch on some of the things in the Big Ten and college football. So let's make.
We're good. Let's get to the game.
Everybody picked exceptionally well. We all pretty much picked the same, but I'll tell you where we all missed it, and you know where that was. LSU. In Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Listen, I was the one that took the lead on that, and somebody, I was totally wrong, and I was very surprised, to be honest with you. Either LSU is not that good overall, or Wisconsin is amazing. Again, that's why we play the game. But I think we did a good clip on things. I think, hey, we almost lost the man with Tennessee at Appalachian State. Hold on. I thought I picked Wisconsin.
No,
I don't know. I don't think you did.
I put all our picks up on the internet, man.
I think you had some great things. I think you had some great things to say. I think you said it wasn't an automatic. And don't be surprised if it was a close game.
I think I picked Wisconsin because I was joking about it. I said J.J. White and Russell was going to come back, and what's the name? Because I knew they was coming back for the bye week. But then I picked because Skip told me Hawaii was going to play. I mean, Michigan was playing Hawaii at Hawaii. Remember? And I said I picked that one. So then I watched the game and saw that it was at the big house. I was like, oh man, I lost that pick. that was a blowout. I saw it. I was like, oh come on, Skip, you're killing me right now.
Wow. All the picks are pretty good this week, and I'm picking my paper. I'm going to keep score again here for this coming week. So, but I did put on the website. So we'll keep our tallies here, but we all did pretty good. Hey, now there's one other game I want to bring up too, while we can, and that's that Florida State game. I mean, there's a team that team showed.
What did I tell y'all?
I'm telling you.
Who picked them to win a national championship?
Hey,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, we definitely did. We picked. Again, it's recorded from last week, folks. You can go back and watch it online.
All right.
We picked Alabama and Florida State, and I'll tell you that team. Give coaching credit. Give the players credit. They turned it around.
Yes, they did.
That was a game.
And that's a very good Ole Miss team. That Ole Miss team, that D-line is one of the best ones I've seen in the last couple of years. The Ole Miss D-line, they're good. They got tired.
I'm still not sold on Florida State yet. Me personally, I don't think I saw a lot of
I can dig it.
Listen,
I can dig it.
No, I can respect. I respect how they fought to come back. I respect, how they dealt with adversity, how they stuck together as a team. But it was a lot of games like that. That Texas game was like that. Watching those boys. That Notre Dame game. Those beautiful. They was playing some good ball out there. Just to be looking at that, and me personally, I'm like, Alabama versus Florida State. Notre Dame versus Florida State. I was just watching those boys and just watching how they was playing, trying to match it up in my head. I think Florida State is going to be good, but I don't think they have enough to play in the national championship. Next year, yeah.
But again, this is what Jimmy, what's going to happen at the end of the season? Right now, they're not the best team right now. Let me tell you what I said. At the end of the year, here's the thing. People don't understand how difficult it is to win the SEC. Alabama is not a lot to win the SEC. They are not. They are chosen to win it. Are they a lock? No, and they got to play for it. And I think the East and the West is going to be a much closer game this year. So should Alabama win? Of course they should, and Alabama should get. But you know what? Somebody else that lost early, you never know. LSU could still go back, and LSU could still have a good game, and still could beat Alabama.
Right.
You never know. So the early losses is what has helped some people so far. They said those are the biggest upsets in that week, and we saw it, and that's why I wasn't surprised. The Tennessee game is the one game I was surprised about. But, they're not, like you said, Jimmy, they're not coming to lose. And there are people that don't have numbers. They don't have the numbers. And Penn State, I think we have to realize as a squad that just got the numbers back. Now we got a gel. Now we got two coordinators. But what in the world that we I think when I was at Penn State in 85, we got new coordinators. We got Ron Dickerson. And Penn actually became the coordinator after Dick Anderson left. It was Dick Anderson that left and went to Rutgers. So we lost our defensive coordinators, We didn't have it. And then all of a sudden, all those other people came back, and then we had Scrap and all those other people. Scrap, in fact, when I was there, Scrap was special teams coach at first, and then wide receivers and defensive backs. That's how he stayed and he grew. So here's a guy, by the time y'all got there, that was extremely seasoned in all the areas. So guess what? They don't have people like that.
Wow.
They're all good. They're all solid. And that's what I'm saying. Establishing what the Penn State way was, Scrap finished playing in the 70s, 77. You know, and that's why they call them that, because it's playing the special teams. We have to allow them to build a legacy. That's what people are talking.
Very well said. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and jump in some picks this week?
We got 8 minutes, man.
You know, I got the tally here. I'm going to keep the sheet, and I'll post them online. Last week's are posted up online, and we'll keep tally here to the years we go. So starting out here, we got Maryland in the Big Ten here going against FIU.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go Maryland.
I'm gonna go Maryland too, but not by a bunch. You know, because again, the Florida teams they don't play the lose, but I'll take Maryland.
Well, that is a good point now.
So,
Where's the game at, Skip? Where's it at?
Ocean Bank Field at FIU Stadium.
Okay. Maryland by 10 maybe.
Okay.
That's it.
What do you think, Jimmy?
I'm gonna go Maryland by no more than 6.
Okay.
That might be an upset, but I'm gonna go with Maryland though.
Yeah,
it might be an upset.
We're on board with that. Hey, then actually, you know, this could be an interesting game too. Michigan and UCF.
Yeah, UCF will play well, but not well enough. Michigan goes through there. I think Michigan.
Okay, so we're all on board for Michigan on that one.
Yeah, they're too solid.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll play a good first half, and then Michigan will close the door.
We got Cincinnati and Purdue.
Where's it at?
That
one is at.
I'm gonna go Purdue.
Yeah,
I guess. I'm going with the Bearcats. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Really?
I think I'm with you, big dude. I'm with you.
I'm going with the Bearcats, man. Again, hey, they almost beat us and you won a national championship. I'm never forget that.
I'm with you.
He's talking about in the 80s, though. We're talking about right now. Well, okay, guess what? And I'm talking about Purdue. And listen, and they got a brother and coach from hockey, but it's still Purdue. They lose.
Okay.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Bearcats too.
No, I'm gonna say Purdue.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Jimmy. Then we got Rutgers and Howard. So,
Rutgers got Bush.
Yeah,
we're all across the board on that one. Okay, yeah. Then we have Minnesota and Indiana State.
Minnesota wins. They improve again. I think they get out. Didn't they have players suspended or something before? I think they're all back. I think Minnesota should be good.
Okay.
Yeah, Minnesota will be good.
We got Nebraska and Wyoming.
Ooh, that's gonna be a shootout. Nebraska's inconsistent, but I'm gonna take Nebraska.
Anybody picking Wyoming?
No, I'm gonna say Nebraska.
I love Nebraska.
All right. Hey, then we got Ohio State Tulsa, so I think that's across the board too.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, across the board, Tulsa.
Okay. We got Northwestern and Illinois State.
Northwestern's not as good.
Those are two Illinois teams. I know both of those teams.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm going for you, Yaacov. What you think then?
Illinois State's they're not strong enough. They're
all right, cool.
Yeah, we're
still trying to get on that level. So
yeah, I got Northwestern.
I'll say Northwestern.
Yeah. Now this next one's interesting. I think we're across the board on Northwestern. Wisconsin and Akron.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that could be interesting though. But I'm gonna go with Wisconsin.
Yeah,
but
I think we're across the board.
Ohio definitely know how to play football.
I mean, Akron might even score first, but I don't think it's gonna be no.
Right. Yeah, they got a bound coach and they know some football, but
yeah,
it'll be good. And we got Indiana and Ball State.
Ooh, that's probably a good game.
Should be 4:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I am a Big Ten fan. I think the Boston beat them yesterday. And it was overtime. Something happened. And listen, I'm going with Ball State on this one, man. I'm serious, man.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going Ball State on that.
Jimmy, Jimmy's down. Jimmy, you're down for Indiana, right?
Indiana.
Yeah. Yaacov?
No, I'm going with Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ball State. Sticking with it.
Okay, we got Illinois and North Carolina.
Oh, I'm going to take North Carolina.
Nah, I'm going Illinois. I think Lovey got those boys fired up.
Well, again, I think the defense will play well. Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I just think. Is it at North Carolina?
Memorial Stadium.
Now, see, this is another thing, though. This is even though Lovey won a Super Bowl, this is still his first season. You know, like Harbaugh, his first season, he was in a lot of games, but he couldn't pull them all off, though.
Yeah,
so
but
now he's gonna start pulling them off in the second season.
Yeah, but this isn't North Carolina with Julius Peppers and those guys running around on either. No, that's true. I mean, they are hype, but they ain't like like. Look, we ain't gonna be talking about them after this week.
I can't say I disagree with you on that.
So Yaacov, who you picking? Yaacov, who you got for that?
Yeah.
Come on, man, get off the fence, Yaacov. Come on, baby. Get out.
North Carolina or Illinois?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm an Illinois boy, okay. So I got to go with Illinois. I got to go with Illinois.
Okay.
I got to go with Illinois.
All right. Well, then we got Iowa and Iowa State.
Iowa.
Cross the board on that.
Yeah, I like Iowa.
Yeah, they're going good ball.
Yeah.
And of course, Penn State's the last one, guys. What are you thinking?
I don't think we're going to get it, boys.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm saying Penn State's going to get the first loss. I hate to say it. I think that, man, it's at Pitt. I think they're going to lose. It'll be close.
I don't think so because we got the first win out of the way. Pitt played aside. Pitt doesn't. I watched them. They're not off the. I don't think they're off the chain with talent or anything. And I think that I think we're different. I think that here's what I think we're going to win. We were actually able, and I was surprised that you defensive players didn't say anything about it. But we really were able to make some plays on defense last week. To me, that's an indication that we're going to make some plays on defense this week. Now, it's going to be a close ball game. I don't know what to call in terms of the number. I think we're going to win something like 27-21.
No, I said 35-24. 35-24. Okay.
Now, defense is, I'm telling you, I learned that in Colorado. I learned that, and our defensive backs are better. That's why I think the difference is with D-line, they have, kind of like Jimmy said, it's about them playing solid, discipline. And people like Antoine, what's his name? Antoine White, 93. Come on, man, give the man some love. He's trying to spend a lot of money. And he brought out.
No doubt.
Me personally, I'm gonna give him love. Here's what it is. I think if Pittsburgh was coming to Penn State Stadium, I think that Penn State will win. But I think Pittsburgh will do a better job of running the ball better than what Kent State did. So I don't know how Penn State will respond with the ball because Kent State moved the ball, y'all. Don't get me wrong, the defense did well, but they moved the ball. And I think in terms of caliber, I don't think Kent State. I mean, I think Pittsburgh is better than Kent State. You know what I'm saying? And so, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that was the last one. I actually, gentlemen, have to excuse myself.
Okay, so no problem. Stefan, what do you got? Your Penn State?
Yeah, I'm Penn State. I'm going back to 27-21. Whitney Lions, big road win, and I think that establishes and gets us ready for the next game, which is Temple.
All right.
And we'll talk about the rest later.
Gentlemen, hold this thought. We have to break 1 second here for a legal ID break. We'll be right back after these seconds.
You're listening to the voice of Center County, where local news, sports, and weather is what matters to us. 970 AM WBLF, Bellefonte State College.
All right, we're back here at Lions Live, the only network built by the players for the fans. We got a big dude, Stephen Davis, who just signed off with us. And then we got the Grizz. And we got Yaacov Israel. My name's Skip Dreibelbis. We're finishing up our picks here and last-minute discussions here with Penn State. And so far, the Grizz and I have picked Pitt over Penn State. Stephen picked Penn State. And Yaacov, coming down to you. Who are you picking this week?
I think, me personally, hold on. I think I'm going to go back, Skip, and I think I'm going to switch my pick.
Oh, he switched his pick. Okay, I'll put you back here.
I'm going to switch my pick because I want to believe in my boys.
I will be 100. I do. but I just think at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Like because it's at Pittsburgh, I have my concerns about them winning. Yeah. I think that's the difference. I think they'll lose within, by either 7 or 10, no more than that. Yeah. Me personally, but because it's still early, I like how they, got our young quarterback in it, and I want to see how they respond. I think depending on a good week of practice and stuff, I think they probably will practice well. So I'm gonna say they're gonna win by 3.
Wow. Okay.
By 3. So I'm switching my pick.
Okay, I got
Yaacov, what you have, Yaacov?
I switched it back. Yaacov, Yaacov, what do you got?
I'm going with Penn State. Going with Penn State.
All right. I'm the only one out on the limb here, so I'll explain myself a little bit. And as big old Steph would say, I keep it real. My concerns, like I mentioned about what I saw last week, is the defense spending too much time on the field. And, this new offense, we got to control the football. We got to have long, sustained drives. We got to eat up the clock, keep our defense off the field. And when they go out, they need to be fresh, and they got to shut down the run, just like you said, Jimmy. And you shut down the run, then you're doing well. But I just don't think we can. I don't think we're quite yet there. I hope we win. Don't get me wrong. I hope Penn State wins, but I'm looking at it. I just see us having a difficult time here.
And that's why I just changed my pick, because I'm hoping that last week the reason why the defense was on the field so much is because we were out there trying to get our young quarterback confidence. We didn't run the ball the way we were supposed to. I think this game right now, what my difference maker is us running the ball and Barkley making some plays. And I don't think Pittsburgh has the defense to stop that young boy. So I see we definitely will win if Barkley's going to have way over 100 and 150 yards.
Great point, Jimmy. Great point. You're right. You keep that ball on the ground. Penn State runs effectively. I think we win. I hope that's what happens. Again, I just don't know if it's going to. So I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to add, though. I definitely do like McSorley's kind of like his passion. Like he shows some emotion out there, and we haven't seen that in a while. And I really feel like that's going to fuel that offense, and that offense is going to fight for him. Like I feel like they're going to be a good unit, and I think they're just going to keep improving. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do against Pitt, and also I'm looking forward to seeing the rival, because these kids have never played each other like this before. Like they don't really understand the rival, because all the other teams, we came into it already knowing the expectation, knowing because we've been playing them for so long. But like these kids right now are kind of just shot in the dark.
Well,
they're just starting this new rival, so it's like we don't really know what's going to happen because it's been so long, So
yeah.
Well, this is called bragging rights, man. This is common. You're going to dominate the state. This is the place to speak up and do it. And I hope Penn State does. I really do. Because this is going to affect recruiting big time. We got to win this game.
Yeah.
Penn State really needs to win.
And one thing too, it always seemed like for some reason when we played Pitt and we played Temple in the same year, it always felt like Pitt was the bigger rival. I don't understand why, but it just seemed like Pitt was the bigger game when we played Pitt and Temple in the same season.
Right. That'll be a great game this Saturday, folks. Noon kickoff at Pittsburgh. And we got to sign off. This is the fastest hour ever in college football, man. There's so much to talk about, and it's hard to get through it all, folks. And I'm just so thankful that Yaacov's with us, and Jimmy Kenny's anchoring here with us, and Big Dude. Man, you're hearing from some of the best players that have played the game, folks. And I'm just thankful to try to be the guy here pushing the buttons, making it all try to happen here each week. And we look forward to being able to come back each week again and talk to you about Penn State football. And Friday nights for home games, folks. Lions Live special broadcast at Giant in State College, North Atherton. Be sure to come out and join us then. And we'll be lining some guys up there, so you can come on out and pick up all your tailgating needs there at Giant State College. So last parting thoughts and comments, guys, before we sign off?
I just want the guys to go out there and have fun. Like I said, I think the future is bright for us. I love what Yaacov just said about them having a young, tough quarterback. I want the coaches to go out there. They didn't seem stressed out on the sideline, so I love that. I think this time they're gonna go out there. It's a chance for us to be spoilers on the road. The team gets to grow tighter because now we got all the odds against us when we going out there. So I'm looking forward to the guys gelling together, going out there, fixing the mistakes that they made last week, gelling together and running the ball down Pittsburgh's throat and getting the win.
Yaacov, any other? I guess we've all said what needs to be said. I just can't thank everybody enough for the contributions here. And it's been great. This is what makes Lions Live unique, folks. It's open to any former player who wants to call in, be a part, anchor, do the show. It's great, and we're thankful for Magnum Broadcasting for having us here each week. So on behalf of Big Dude Stephen Davis, Yaacov Israel, and the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, my name's Skip Riles. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you again here. Let's go Penn State. Hope for a win. Have a great night, folks. Lord bless.
Copy that. Visit SmokeyBear.com for more fire prevention tips. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Dana on News Talk 970 WBLF. It's one of the things she was saying in her little Florida rally.
Agenda I've just briefly outlined is supported by a vast majority of Americans and a vast majority of American gun owners.
No, it's not actually.
And it's time we all said in one voice, hey, we can respect the Second Amendment.
No.
We can respect the right to own arms, but we don't want people who shouldn't have guns in the first place killing anybody else ever again.
Well, if you supported actual judicial reform, and that would be one thing. Here's the thing, CNN, Gallup,